In an emergency response situation, hazmat and special response teams need to be able to quickly and correctly identify hazardous material releases. Smiths Detection's GUARDION is the smallest, lightest, and fastest product of its kind on the market. It is the easiest to use, can identify the broadest range of chemicals, and has the lowest cost of ownership. Hi, I'm Brian, and I'll be introducing you to GUARDION, Smiths Detection's next-generation portable GC-MS chemical identifier and mixture analysis system. Gas chromatography coupled with mass spectrometry is known as the gold standard for unknown chemical identification. GUARDION can identify gases and vapors at the part per million to part per billion levels, as well as identify contaminants in water-based liquids at extremely low levels. Compounds in the sample are first separated by the high-speed, high-resolution GC, then passed to the toroidal ion trap, where they are ionized and fragmented, producing a mass spectrum that is compared to an onboard library for identification of the compounds. This allows emergency responders to determine the identity of contaminants in a building atmosphere, a vapor or gas cloud, the contents of an unlabeled container, and the contamination levels of standing water, firefighting runoff, and decontamination wastewater. GUARDION weighs only 32 pounds and includes everything you need to identify unknowns in the field. The Custodian, a novel and easy-to-use sampling tool that uses solid-phase microextraction. An intuitive touchscreen, keypad, and user interface designed to guide the user at every step. Innovative library searching software that provides answers instantly while in the field. A rechargeable battery that lasts up to 3 hours and can test up to 30 samples. In addition to these features, GUARDION is ruggedized for use in the hot zone and extreme environments. The startup time for GUARDION is less than 15 minutes, and once sampling is complete, it can be stored until the next response situation without the need for continuous external electrical power or frequent routine maintenance. Now that you're familiar with what the GUARDION is, let's show you what it can do.
Once on the scene, response personnel monitor the outside of a suspicious building using Smiths Detection's GUARDION. With limited information about readings inside the building, the team uses the Custodian to collect an air sample at the door without having to enter. In less than 5 minutes, GUARDION identifies acetone as a vapor inside the building. Based on readings provided by the GUARDION, the team can quickly determine that it is safe to cautiously proceed inside the building. Once inside what appears to be a makeshift laboratory, the team decides to sample the air in the room again to accurately characterize the atmosphere using the GC-MS. The results indicate that acetone is still present, but in addition, there is also toluene present. The responders learn from the responders in the command center that the toluene levels are not detrimental and continue to assess the lab. A glassware setup consistent with methamphetamine production is discovered. It is possible that a more dangerous drug synthesis may be in progress, such as fentanyl or PCP, or an entirely unrelated process such as explosives manufacturing. The only way to make the determination is to identify the final product and the key precursors. One team member samples liquid in a pail, which results in a large toluene peak. This indicates it is primarily toluene. But what other less volatile materials of interest may be in the mixture? By testing with the SPME, the results show that in addition to the toluene, The sample also contains methamphetamine. The team moves on to verify the contents of the box labeled iodine. Analysis is performed with GUARDION, and the contents are confirmed to be iodine. Now the responders need to examine the precursors. Knowing this information will help law enforcement identify the source and associated suspects. The team determines that a large trash bin is ideal for the extraction process. A sample of the liquid in the trash bin is treated, then taken with the custodian and injected into GUARDION for analysis. The results from this complex mixture show ephedrine is the methamphetamine precursor. At the end of the investigation, all of the samples the team has taken have been identified and important information about the illicit lab has been gathered. Now the team can complete their decontamination process. This results in a large quantity of potentially contaminated water used during the decontamination process. The wastewater is sampled using SPME, and it is determined there is no chemical contamination present. This means it can be disposed of as ordinary waste and flushed down the drain instead of handled as hazardous waste, saving both money and time. As you have seen, Smith's Detection is your source for detection and identification equipment needed for safe and effective risk-based response to incidents involving hazardous materials, illicit labs, and weapons of mass destruction. Please take a moment to explore the various GUARDION sampling techniques, including air, liquids, and solids.
Hi, I'm Warren Minnow, and I'm here to introduce you to Smith's Detection's GUARDION, the smallest, lightest, and fastest GCMS on the market. The following sections will demonstrate GUARDION's field portability, innovation, advanced identification capability, and ease of use in critical response situations. This demonstration illustrates how the Smith's Detection GUARDION enables you to identify unknown gases in the field in less than 5 minutes. The GUARDION sampling tool, the custodian, is detached from the GUARDION, allowing multiple samples to be taken in the field simultaneously, enabling better mapping of gas plumes and chemical releases. Sampling is easy. Simply extend the SPME fiber directly into the open air by pressing the button on the top to collect the sample. Retract the SPME and it's ready to be injected into the GUARDION for analysis. No other sample preparation is required. After a 3-minute analysis, GUARDION has identified acetone and toluene in the air. This demonstration illustrates the value when utilizing the Smith's Detection's GUARDION in response to an unknown gas or vapor release. The speedy sampling time coupled with an unparalleled rapid analysis time allow more samples to be analyzed in a shorter time frame. The responding team can quickly pinpoint areas of highest impact for definition of the hot zone and PPE. Smith's Detection's GUARDION has the ability to separate hundreds of individual components within any given sample, making it capable of identifying a wider range of compounds. In this illustration, you will learn how to identify suspicious liquids through HEADSPACE and immersion sampling. Sampling is easy using the custodian. To take a liquid HEADSPACE measurement, simply extend the SPME fiber from the custodian by pressing the button on top and hovering over a collected sample or spill. In addition, a sample can be collected via liquid immersion, in which case the SPME fiber is submerged in the liquid itself. Once the sample is collected, retract the SPME fiber into the custodian and it is ready to be injected into the GUARDION for analysis. In the field, in less than 5 minutes, the GUARDION provides accurate identification of each compound in the suspicious liquid. The easy-to-use system allows responders to correctly identify hazardous material release in critical situations. The user benefits from the rapid analysis of any sample matrix, gas, aerosol, liquid, or solid. The GUARDION is completely field portable with more than 2 hours of runtime. This capability allows response teams to collect multiple samples faster than any other GCMS on the market. In this example, I will show you how to collect a sample from solid materials. Using the custodian, simply extend the SPIMI by pressing the button on top. A sample can be collected in a vial or over the headspace of an unknown solid. Solid mixtures like soil can easily be tested for contamination. Retract the SPIMI and it is ready to be injected into the Guardian for analysis. The sampling of food and water to check for pesticides and poisons is fast and easy with Smiths Detection's Guardian. The same method of sampling used for liquids, solids, and the air would be used in this instance. Depress the top button on the custodian to expose the SPIMI and take the sample from a vial or directly in containers. In addition, food can be washed and measured to check for pesticides and poisons. Retract the SPIMI and inject it into the Guardian for analysis. After a 3-minute analysis, Guardian has identified parathion as a contaminant in this sample. Smiths Detection's Guardian enables you to identify unknown water and food contaminants quickly, easily, and anywhere in the field you need to go.